Please, let me put a joke in here or a joke in there. Me saying hello, peri pona, peri pona, peri pona. Excuse me, ye kam dalo, ye wo mat dalo. This is not fair. You're just teasing me now. Bas karo jai. This is not on. What are you doing, dance? Wait a second. I saw you at interviews today, and you were completely Radhika. Now you're doing this. What's going on? I've kind of got these secret personalities happening, and maybe one day they'll all merge. We love Bollywood dancing. I would be the first person there to watch it and say, I want to be on stage. I would love that. That would be my dream come true. My father always taught me, be quietly assured. So let's see. My mum has a very famous story in IIT Delhi, so I won't go into that. That's a whole different saga. I could write my own story. So for all the Aussies out there, we're going to start making films and we're going to start telling the world what being Indian Australians all about. Hi, this is Pallavi Sharda and you're watching me on BollywoodHangama.com.
जागे जागे सोए सोए हम रहे जरा जरा खोए खोए हम रहे चाहतों को दिल में डुबोए रहे love 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 क्या चीज़ है.
Well, we have with us vivacious Pallavi Sharda, who was recently seen in Love Breakups Zindagi. Pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hangama.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited to talk to you again.
जाने love 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 क्यों हो जाता है तुमको जो पता हो तो बता दो मैं तो जानू ना.
The last interview that we did with Pallavi was received very well. In fact, I was just telling her about that, and she was a lot of fun, and she played a lot of pranks in that interview. But you know what happened was when you see the film, you have a very serious role in the film.
I know, and it's really on one level a little disappointing because people see the film, they're like, oh, she played Radhika, she must be so kind of rigid and straightforward in her real life.
Sure.
But I had to really hold back. There were so many times when I was on set, I was like, side please, let me put a joke in here or a joke in there. And he was like, Pallavi, next film, next film. And the first scene, which was the Valentine scene,
Right.
it was actually a little funny and we'd managed to make it something, but unfortunately in the edit a lot of that nuance was kind of cut out and it was just me saying hello, peri pona, peri pona, peri pona. But I had some funny interactions with, you know, the characters' parents and family. And the restaurant scene was another one which was actually quite funny in the elongated version. But I think people still laughed at the quirks of Radhika, saying Ajinomoto kam dalna and, you know, excuse me, ye kam dalo, ye wo mat dalo. So, I mean, I think on one level she was still entertaining.
I think we'll have to wait for the second film of yours.
You like completely disagree.
You know, in the sense because, you know, I think we had a very fun interview and I think you were the bubbliest of the three that we had. Vaibhav and Oritra and you were there. All right, you know, one more thing which the feeling is, when we spoke the last time around, it felt that maybe you're having a much more meatier role than what you finally saw in the film.
Right.
Has it been chopped on the editing table? What really happened?
You know, I think that there were changes made from what was scripted, but I think that and the scenes were shortened. And there were things taken out and there were certain things taken out. But I think as with everything in every feature film, you know, a director has a right to do that and the authority to do that because they're looking at what's best for their film.
That is the head talking and not the heart.
He's just like, okay, that's it. I'm going to like get a dagger and like dig.
No, आप दिल से बोलिए because you know it's your first film. Obviously, you're saying all the right things because you would want to work with the team once again. I think it's a fantastic team. There's no doubt about that at all. All of them, in fact, I think they're fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just talking as a journalist. I think I have to ask the honest questions because that is my job at the end of the day.
Sure.
Somewhere do you feel that you were shortchanged? But like say you're addressed as a psycho in the film. We don't see you as a psycho. Even your character does not seem like that at all.
I think that's the improv and you got to say that I'm being politically correct and you're going to say that I'm talking from my head, but I honestly believe that, you know, when I come and I do a film, I do my part. And at the end of the day, I don't really think about being shortchanged because, you know, for example, I did Das Tola last year. And I probably didn't expect to get as much leverage as I did in the end of the day. You know, it can work both ways for different characters. And I'm sure out of a 9-person ensemble cast, you know, someone might draw a short straw on one level. And if that was me, then I don't begrudge that at all. Not that I'm saying that it was me, because I really think that the film is what it is at the end of the day. And if the film does well, inshallah, then, you know, for my one big scene or my 4 scenes, you know, may or may not get noticed.
In totality, I think the film, it may not have had the most raving of reviews and all, but it's had decent reviews.
Yes.
People have even the public opinion that we've done after the film released. It is decent, in fact. It's not as if uh, there's another big film which is released which has got like really bad public opinion.
Right.
But your film is having a decent public opinion.
Yeah.
Does it make you feel good about the whole thing?
I think I'm feeling really good about the whole thing, and I know that the cinemas are getting more and more filled. The word of mouth is actually very, very strong.
Sure.
I know that I've been speaking to my family in Delhi who went and watched it, and they're saying great things about how many people were in the theatre.
Right.
So I think that at the end of the day, for a first attempt on the part of Born Free and of Sahil Sangha and a lot of us as actors, this is pretty good, and I am excited about it.
She
for
will
sure.
definitely work with Born Free once again, and I really hope
What?
that.
This is not fair. You're just
Fantastic.
teasing me now.
No, I'm not teasing at all. In totality, there is also perception that Love Breakups Zindagi is a good film for television. Like it's like when it comes on TV, on satellite
Sure.
circuit, it has a nice appeal in terms of watching with family and all because it's a
Yeah,
family
I
film.
think it is. It's something that on a Friday night you want to
Yeah.
eat your dinner and eat some popcorn with your family and watch it. It's something because it has been compared to kind of the old school romantic comedies. And while people are saying that it may have drawn too much or not drawn enough or whatever, I think at the end of the day, the Indian psyche actually quite enjoys that, and especially to enjoy with your family. And people who will not go and spend $250 at the theatre to watch it will, by all means, it's a very easy film to watch. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
never really
It would
jarring.
have been
with you.
easier if it would have been 20 minutes shorter, but nevertheless, it's definitely a nice film to watch.
It is.
It's shot beautifully. I think the
Very
cinematography is
beautifully.
fantastic.
Asimji did a
The
really
music
good
is
job.
very nice.
Yes.
In fact,
Yes.
it does not happen always that all the songs are good, and here I think every song.
And in
works.
fact, you've got new songs in the film compared to what's in the album. So it's
Right,
actually
right,
a
right.
surprise
Maise
for
Meena Zain.
audiences.
Right.
Maise Meena Zain. I was very, very jealous when I didn't get to dance in that
Yeah,
song.
she dances very. We have not seen it so far.
No.
We've not got a sneak peek into that. Maybe sometime later. But she says that she's a damn good dancer, and she has not been. able to
I just
dance
say I'm
on-
a dancer. I haven't said I'm a damn good
She
dancer.
loves dancing.
I love dancing.
She loves
And I
dancing.
remember when they were shooting Maise Meena, I was on set because as Radhika, I never got to spend time with the entire cast and crew. It was
Right.
just with Zayed and a very limited member of the crew. So I thought, I'm going to go and meet everyone and spend time there. But it was such a bad idea because I saw Ori and I saw Dia and I saw Tiska there and their nice, beautiful saris
Right.
dancing. And I just was so envious and looking at them longingly. And I said, Sahil, please put a cameo. Let Radhika walk in. Say, nahi, bas karo jai. This is not on. What are you doing dancing or something? But it didn't happen. As I said, the sequel maybe.
In fact, I think even Farida Jalalji was very good. She had a
She
small role,
was.
but I think
It's
she was
always a pleasure to watch
she was
her.
very good in that
Yeah.
that as well. All right, what are your forthcoming plans after Love Breakups Zindagi? It's released now.
Yes. So basically, I mean, for me, it's more concentrating on the dance side of things now. I wanted to when I came to Bombay from Australia, I wanted to not take the route of just concentrating on dance and, a lot of people will go and try and do item numbers and this and that. But I wanted
Sure.
to prove my meat as an actor. And I really feel good about the work that I've done since I've been here. So now, I would love to kind of, as I said to you last time, I think, see both of those things culminate,
Right.
And the project I'm doing with Shruti Merchant is the Taj Express, and that's going on tour internationally quite shortly, and that gets me back onto the stage because I've been a theatre sort of actress in my life in Australia.
Bilkul. Pallavi Merchant is choreographing Taj Express.
Yes.
Express. So talk about that. I think she's a known
She
name
is
artist.
a brilliant woman to work with, and I think some of the greatest hits that she's given, Kajrare, Aja Nachle, all of her choreography is something that every single Indian has
Right.
danced to in every wedding, and we don't know it's her sometimes, but we know the steps and we
Right.
know the people in front of the camera. So to be with her, face to face, actually kind of twirling with me and moving with me was such a great honor.
Sure.
And I remember my audition, I was literally played a folk song, a Lavani, and I heard it for 20 seconds, and then I was told to dance, and in front of Shruti and Vijay and all these people, and that was my audition, and that was what made me realize that that's exactly what I want to be doing, and that's the
Right.
space that I want to be in, because dance is the thing that I love most, and I just performed recently with Mikey McCleary for his album launch, which is called The Bartender, and I did sort of a contemporary version of Pakiza's Chalte Chalte. People, again, I remember our marketing manager from LVZ being at the gig saying, wait a second, I saw you at interviews today and you were completely Radhika, now you're doing this, what's going on? So I've kind of got these secret personalities happening, and maybe one day they'll all merge.
मतलब ये काफ़ी छुपी रुस्तम है और बहुत जल्द इनके जो इनका रियल टैलेंट है वो सामने आने वाला है. Alright, now you're saying you're doing a lavani, that is a traditional Maharashtrian dance form, and you've lived all your life in Australia. That's quite a surprise.
I know. In fact, in the actual show, there's a lavani, there's a tandav dance, there is sort of a koot, which is from the south. So I learned Bharatanatyam as a child growing up, and I was very interested in folk dance of different parts of India. And my godmother was Bengali, so I had a lot of exposure to every style of folk dance in India and every style of classical dance. So for me, it was no issue. And Lavani is very similar to Kathak in its style.
When is this Taj Express being launched?
It's actually, we had our premiere show in July, but we're going to go on tour later this year and do an international tour. I don't know if you heard of the Merchants of Bollywood, but that was the first production put on by this group of people, and that was very successful. So now they're giving more to the world. I think it's great because it gives some exposure of what's happening within India, outside. And people outside of India, and I know this being an NRI, are fascinated with Indian culture, and it's great to be a part of that process of dissemination. Because I know when I was, growing up in Australia, if I had like a stage show come from India, I would be the first person there to watch it and say, I want to be on stage. So.
In fact, last time around when we spoke to Pallavi, she told us for her fascination for Madhuri Dixit. Madhuri has just returned back, so bag and baggage.
I've been scrounging the papers.
I'm here, Pallavi can come and we will dance together.
I would love that.
How do
That
you
would be my dream come true, if it happens in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, if I could just share a little bit of, a tumka with Madhuri ji, that would be amazing.
5 years क्यों? I think आप कोशिश करते रहिए. I think एक साल में मेरे ख्याल से.
देखते हैं. I'm trying not to be over ambitious here. My father always taught me, be quietly assured. So let's see.
Has the film released in Australia?
It hasn't. In fact, they're just dying to see it. They're dying to see, they've seen all my work on a deferred basis. They still haven't seen my film, which released in America last year, because everything releases sporadically. But, I come from a family, my parents are professors. They, my mom grew up within the IIT campus in Delhi. They were married in that campus, and my Nana ji taught there. So you can imagine from that to being professors in Australia to having a daughter who they thought was just very academic, actually saying, no, you know what, Mom and Dad, when I was 2, when I said I want to be a Bollywood actress when I grow up, I'm 21 now and I'm going by. So they were skeptical at the start, and it was very difficult because it was a bit of a struggle at the start here. And you don't want to tell your parents or admit to your parents that it is really hard and, I am not coping at this point in time, or I am coping at this point in time. So I went radio silent for a while, and then just waited for the fruits of action to come. And now that they're coming,
if you're 21, I think you're doing very well for yourself.
No, that was when I moved here. I'm not 21 anymore.
You're not 21 anymore.
No.
Fair enough. लड़कियों से उनकी age नहीं पूछते. Okay, you spoke that your mother is from IIT, was from IIT. Your father was from IIT. Your Nana ji was from IIT as well. It's like very much like a Chetan Bhagat novel.
It is. In fact, when we watched that film, my
Idiots.
parents were like, "Arey," and it is the same thing. In fact, my father was introduced to my mother by my Nana ji to tutor her, and she was the only female on the campus in Cherod, and she was a very beautiful woman. She used to look like Padmini Kolhapuri at the time.
Okay.
So my mom has a very famous story in IIT Delhi, so I won't go into that. That's a whole different saga. I could write my own story.
Finally, what are your immediate future plans like? Are you approaching filmmakers? Do you
I
have
am. I've had some really good meetings with people. Luckily, the Taj Express has alerted people to the fact that I'm a dancer now, and a lot of people are seeing my dance and appreciating that. And for me, that is the niche that I want to carve for myself, and for that to be my differential. I know that sounds weird because everyone dances in Bollywood, but what I would love to do, on screen is something really, really innovative. And I'm actually writing a film in Australia with a fellow comedian, which we've just got a script commission there. So, hoping to be kind of one of the first bridges between India-Australian sort of filmmaking. In the UK and the US. We've seen, and Canada now, we've seen a lot of the diaspora making films to represent their own culture, but it's still very much underground in Australia. And as I did one line in an Australian accent last time. I won't harm your ears with it again.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
But
We listen to all sort of accents actually.
So for all the Aussies out there, we're going to start making films, and we're going to start telling the world what being Indian Australian's all about.
क्या बात है? Fantastic. That was Pallavi Sharda. Just fresh from Love Breakups Zindagi, released last Friday. She's spoken about maybe her role has been slightly chopped on the editing table. She's taking it quite sportingly, as I think any upcoming young talented actress should be doing it. And I'm sure that she'll be working with the team of Love Breakups Zindagi in future as well, because
So I love them. I'm not just saying that. I actually do love
she
you.
actually
Diya,
loves them.
Sahil, Zahid, love you.
She actually loves them. Fantastic. She has also spoken about her love for dancing. She's doing a musical called Taj Express with Weber Merchant. So that should be going on an international platform. Dancing is her passion, and that is what she would like to pursue in a big way, in an innovative manner. And she's also written a film that she'd like to collaborate with a friend of hers in Australia, and they'd like to just take the idea of Indian Australian movies to a different level altogether. And she's spoken about her parents as well, who seem to be coming straight out of Chetan Bhagat's novel. Thank you very much for being on Bollywood Hangama.
Thanks,
Lovely to
Faridoon.
have
Lovely to see you.
And all the best wishes for all your future ventures.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
That's all we have from Bollywood Hangama. Keep on watching.